Students, we had already discussed about major crops, plantation crops and non-food crops. Under non-food crops, we had discussed about rubber as non-food crops, major non-food food crops, and after that we have fiber crops. And under fiber crops, we have discussed two, that is cotton and jute. They are the main major crops, major fiber crops, and apart from these, we have hemp and natural silk. And if we talk about the geographical condition, then hemp and natural silk are having the same condition as jute and cotton. It's not important. The important crop is cotton and jute, that we have already covered and we have already discussed in our live classes. And next topic that we will take is our agricultural reforms, means the technological and institutional reforms that are being taken by the government to improve agricultural productivity. Now, in our live class, I had already discussed about the drawbacks that the agriculture is facing, as well as the problems that are faced by our Indian farmers. These two topics we have discussed in our live class. Now today we will take technological and institutional reforms. So if we talk about the various initiatives that are being taken by the government to increase the agriculture production. So initiatives that the government has taken, if we talk about the initiatives, then in 1960s and 1970s, the government has taken various initiatives to increase the agriculture production, and so if we talk about the government of India, that the steps that the government of India has taken during 1960s and 70s, when the condition of agriculture was worst. So some initiatives were taken by the government. Under that, when the first 5-year plan was made, in a 5-year plan, land reforms were the main focus by the government. The government has focused on land reforms, and apart from this, the government introduced the Green Revolution and the White Revolution. The White Revolution is too known as Operation Flood, that deals with dairy products, and dairy products, animal husbandry, these all we had discussed in our live class. So the Green Revolution, which was based on the use of package of technology, and these strategies initiated to improve the lots of Indian agriculture. Not only this, even consolidation of land holdings, comprehensive land development program, minimum support price, crop insurance, cooperative societies, Grameen banks, Kisan credit card, that is KCC, and personal accident insurance schemes, that is PAIS. Then we talk about special weather bulletins on TV and radios. Then programs on radio and TV for farmers. Then the most important was the establishment of Indian Council of Agricultural Research. Then agricultural universities, जो अभी तक आप लोग BSc AG वगैरह करते हो, veterinary services and animal breeding centers. All these were the technological steps that were being taken by the government to improve our agricultural productivity. Then even these were the technological initiatives, means that were related to technology. And if we talk about apart from technology, then we can see that we had consolidation of land holdings, means the lands were scattered all over, and people were unable to get proper land holdings. What the government did, government collected everything, the lands were fragmented, and then they were consolidated and given to a particular farmer so that they could produce their best. And abolition of zamindari system, this already we have discussed in a live class. And again, apart from technology, if we talk, then land reforms for the land reforms that were the main focus in 5-year plan, that could be included in institutional reforms. So these were the some initiatives that were being taken by the government to improve agriculture productivity. Question is asked in your examination, 5 marks question, that write technological as well as institutional reforms that the government has taken to improve its agriculture productivity. So you could write this by your own. And then if we talk about minimum support price, you have already talked about this topic in your, some students are having confusion in minimum support price, that why does the government announce this minimum support price. And in economics you must have discussed about this, but let me discuss in short. That is, the government announces a minimum support price just to save the farmers from exploitation by the speculators and middlemen. जो बिचौलिया लोग होते हैं, ये खरीदते कुछ और रेट पे हैं, बेचते कुछ और रेट पे हैं, देते कुछ और रेट पे हैं. So just to avoid this, or just to save the farmers from this exploitation, the government announced the minimum support price. And then procurement price is also there. What is that procurement price? Procurement price is the price at which the government actually buys the product from the farmers. That is our procurement price. And at the beginning of the growing season, the government announces the minimum support price, and then if the farmers do not get that price from the middleman, the produce is purchased by the government. This is what the government did by announcing the minimum support price and by giving the procurement price. Procurement price is the price at which the government actually buys the produce from the farmers, and then उसके बाद वो फिर मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस अनाउंस कर देती है. एंड इफ़ द फार्मर्स इज अनेबल टू गेट दैट प्राइस फ्रॉम द मिडल मैन, देन द प्रोड्यूस इज अगेन परचेज बाय द गवर्नमेंट. सो द फार्मर्स आर सेव फ्रॉम द एक्सप्लॉयटेशन बाय द मिडल मैन. So this is again one more point which you have to keep in your mind. And then next topic which you can see in the picture, that the seeds of farmers suicides, means why the condition of farmers is still worse in our society, or the farmers are not able to get best from the production. This we had discussed in our live class, that what are the problems that our farmers are facing. And if you have any problem, then again we will take this topic in our live class. Then last topic which I want to cover is that how agriculture is the mainstay of the Indian economy, means what is the support that Indian economy is getting from agriculture, why agriculture is important for the development of economy, what is the role of agriculture towards increasing the Indian economy. So this is the last topic which we will discuss. And under this we can say that agriculture is a mainstay of the Indian economy because of few reasons. The first point, we can say that more than half of the population is dependent on agriculture for sustaining. And without agriculture, now in this pandemic situation, we can see that even in lockdown, agriculture is the only one source which is active. All the other business has been stopped except agriculture, because most of the population is dependent on agriculture for their living. Then we can say that agriculture generates large scale employment. आपकी फैक्ट्री होगी, उसमें आप you can appoint only number of people, but agriculture gives innumerable number of workers. It requires innumerable number of workers. It is a large scale employment. Many people can get work, or many can be employed in this sector. Then it provides raw material. We have already discussed, it provides raw material to many agro based industries, that is like cotton, rubber, sugar, etc. Then when we export our agriculture product, export of agriculture products like spices, tea, sugarcane, and when we export it to other countries, we earn valuable foreign exchange. It is helpful in earning foreign exchange, and many more points are there which you can write by your own also. So this is why the agriculture is regarded as a main for growing the Indian economy. The role that the agriculture plays for its for increasing the Indian economy, for the support to Indian economy. So these were the few topics that I wanted to discuss, and if we talk about the role of agriculture, we can say that all other sectors of Indian economy, they too depend on agriculture for their growth. So this is what is about your contribution of agriculture to the national economy. And now what you people have to do, you have to write about the problems that the farmers are facing, and the drawbacks that Indian agriculture is having, and then the features of institutional reforms that is being initiated by the government to improve the standard of agriculture in India. So please make notes of these topics, and if you find any difficulty, then definitely I will provide you the PDF, and please go through the questions that are given at the back of the chapter. The exercises that is given, please do it so that it becomes easy for you. And the chapter is over from my side. If you have any problem, please have your query during our live classes. Thank you, students. Thank you so much.